Why is Dave texting me?
He has need, probably.
No, baseball.
Oh, yeah. What a terrible World Series it's going to be, right?
Yeah, he said, happy belated birthday. Glad MLB gave you the World Series matchup you were craving. The World Series matchup no one was craving.
Howdy, it's Monday, October 21st, 2024, and this is episode 239 of Due for a Win, the Atlantic City podcast. I'm Kyle Askin, joined, as always, by Craig Stone. What's good, Craig?
I'm 41 now. I'm feeling very adult and mature.
Yeah, how is it? Is it just like you woke up this morning and like none of your shit worked anymore?
I've just been super responsible. I think that manifested itself by me having the agenda done totally on time. Like I'm just laser focused on being an adult and doing things right.
Yep. No more drinking, no more, playing video games. Don't have any time for that. Got too many adult things to do.
Didn't stay up until 1 a.m. last night.
Nope.
When I could have been doing the agenda for this episode. None of that.
Yep. This is certainly our best agenda to date because of your newfound responsibility.
Just so much planning and research put into it. Definitely not done in the last 10 minutes.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
We'll have to go to Atlantic City to celebrate.
We should. I feel like a lot of years I have gone with my wife to Atlantic City on my birthday, and we didn't this year because I went to the Capitals-Devils game on Saturday. Took my son. Now he's obsessed with hockey, so it's good.
Did the Caps win? Is it even regular season yet? Or
it is regular season, yeah. They won 6-5 in overtime.
That's a lot of goals.
It's a lot of goals. The Caps look pretty good this season. I don't know what's going on because nobody expected that, but they've beat some pretty good teams.
Lots of goals.
We'll see how long that holds up, but it's been fun.
I mean, we've talked about how I'm very responsible and go to bed at 9 every night, but not tonight, unfortunately, because the stupid Ravens have stupid Monday Night Football, so I'll be up until midnight and be all sad.
Be all sad because they're playing at Tampa.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they beat good teams usually.
I mean, they should win. I'll just be sad because it wrecks my schedule.
Oh, yeah. So I had an 11:30 hockey game on Friday. I got home at 3:15 in the morning. The worst part is I wasn't even drinking that whole time. I was drinking non-alcoholic beers.
Yeah.
Very tired all weekend. Still tired now.
Good.
Perfect state to do a podcast.
All right. Let's get into it. So we have an Always Once Never from Pat G this time.
Back to back, Pat G, right? He was last week too.
MVP.
Last 2 weeks ago, sorry. Last episode.
I assume this is specifically for what you're going to be doing in Atlantic City,
Correct.
Not in your day-to-day life. But, so the three choices for Always Once Never are prostitution. It's not clear if that's either buying or becoming a prostitute, but we can go with either, I think.
Yeah.
Number 2 is drinking. And number 3 is gambling. I think this is probably going to be pretty straightforward for both of us. Well, I actually don't know. You're a bit more interesting. For me, it's very straightforward, right?
I would think. Pat does note that if prostitution is too crude, then we can swap in drugs because that is more family friendly, he says. His quote, not mine.
We're too old for that, though. I feel like there's 2 charts of prostitution use and drug use and like age. As we're advancing along, I think our prostitution bars may be getting higher and our drug bars getting lower. So
yeah, I mean, not that either of us would solicit a prostitute, but yes, I think for the average person, the likelihood that you are engaging with a prostitute goes up significantly as you get older. And certainly if you're not a drug user already.
the odds that you become a prostitute probably become lower. So
that's true too.
There is that.
I mean, that is why I'm working out really hard.
Yeah, that's true.
To get into shape because, I got to get those fees up.
I could go first. I mean, I think not surprisingly for anyone who listens to the podcast, it's very clear for me. If I'm going to Atlantic City, I'm gambling. That's what I'm there to do. Drinking, I could take or leave, honestly. So it's an easy once more. And prostitution is never again because that's not something that I do there. But I will say, in prostitution's defense, if you're looking at these things and you're like, which of these is least apt to like absolutely wreck your life? Certainly gambling and drinking ruin plenty of lives. Does prostitution really? So there's something to be said for prostitution.
I mean, you're a married man.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good on the family front. But are you going to waste all your money on prostitutes? I mean, maybe.
Probably not.
Are you going to become hopelessly addicted? Probably not.
It would probably ruin either of our lives, I would say.
Yeah.
That being said, I mean, you did just go to Japan, where my understanding is it's viewed not even as cheating to hire a prostitute. That's just the culture.
I didn't know that. That's only sensible, right?
It's certainly viewed as just like a transaction where
A business transaction.
Hey, sometimes, you got to get your needs met. Yeah, no, prostitution's definitely going into the ocean. The other two, though, I wouldn't have even included this if it was, like, so incredibly obvious. But the other two, like, to me...
Yeah, I think it's very close for you, probably.
Drinking and gambling go together like peanut butter and jelly. So, like, it's hard to separate the two. And clearly I'm very... I'm not a big gambler. But, like, am I really going to go to Atlantic City to not gamble? Like, at that point... I would just go hang out in like New York City or Philadelphia or some other city or DC or Baltimore or some other city where it's like fun to drink and has a bunch of nice bars, even though I like the Hook and some of the bars in AC. But like the thing I want in AC is to be playing video poker at the end of the night. And if I can't do that, I don't think there's really any reason to go to the AC.
I mean, I think if this was more of like a lifelong thing, I assume, though I don't know, the answer might be different for you, right? Because I think gambling is just less important than you than having a nice cocktail every once in a while or whatever.
Oh yeah. If it was like you have to choose between drinking and gambling
in life
as one of your vices for life, like I think I would never gamble again and probably be fine with that. I think
once more, Greg. Once more.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. I mean, given my sort of levels of engagement with these vices, it would probably be much healthier for me to give up the drinking and only do the gambling because I gamble at such low levels.
Right.
Right. Whereas I drink at such high levels. That's what I'm implying. I would certainly do gambling always for AC and drinking once, I guess. But it would be hard to give up the drinking. I don't know. It would make me go to bed earlier. That would be good. There's certainly a surge in things like non-alcoholic cocktails and non-alcoholic beers. And I've been sampling more non-alcoholic beers as encouraged by you. And that's been probably a good life choice for me.
Yeah. I drink plenty of hop water and non-alcoholic beer. So
I don't know if they have them on the casino floor. That's got to be happening soon, right? Like there will be like Heineken Zero or like Athletic or something on the casino floor.
So I know, at least for a long time, from Caesars, because they have at slot machines, you can just order what you want. They've had Sharps, I think, which is the Miller one, and maybe
O'Doul's.
Yeah, O'Doul's. I think that's right. O'Doul's and Sharps.
I've never had either of those. I'll try them. Next time I go to the casino, I'm going to try one.
How have you never had an O'Doul's? That's very surprising to me.
If it's free, I'll try it. So next time we go, I'll do it. I'll sacrifice a $2 tip to get a... Now somebody's going to tip shame me. They're going to be like, you only tip $2 per drink?
Yeah.
Never let anyone tip shame you. That's what I'll say about
This is probably an embarrassing story that I shouldn't share, but I will. Because, earlier in my life, I drank a lot more than I did. And I had like some sort of running thing the next day. A marathon or half marathon or something like that. I was like, what am I going to drink? I probably shouldn't drink a bunch of beer the night before because that's not a good idea. But there's like some O'Doul's laying around in my parents' fridge. And I was like, oh yeah, this A has carbs, B has no alcohol, C tastes like beer. This is exactly what I need.
Yeah.
So I had like 3 of them.
That sounds totally fine to me. That's not an embarrassing story.
It was great. Great time in my life. But
how'd you do in the running?
I think it was probably the same as always, which is like not great, but fine.
Carb loading, man. It's just like eating a big plate of pasta the night before.
Pretty much, having an O'Doul's. Yeah. It's exactly the same.
I need to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Thursday nights, when I have hockey game Friday night, just load up on the fake beer.
Mm-hmm.
Near beer, as they call it. I have an important update.
Okay.
Which is that since we've last gone to Atlantic City and stayed at resorts and played at resorts, I got in my hands a mailer. You can hear it. That's a mailer.
That's the ASMR, content that we're all waiting for.
And it includes complimentary room, 1 or 2 night stay, Sunday through Friday until the end of the year.
There you go. You're on my level now.
Significant upgrade because I used to get Sunday through Thursday a couple months ago. I wasn't getting anything.
You weren't getting anything, but you are indeed on my level now.
I get $5 to $30 of slot cash every day.
See, I usually get like $25 or $30 of match play. So again, you're, I think, exactly the same as me.
The match play is actually, I think, worth less than the slot cash, but
it probably is, yeah.
The slot cash feels worth less because I'm going to lose it.
Right.
Like, there's no scenario where I'm like, I've turned this $30 of slot cash into $25 of real money. Like, no.
The real thing is you've turned that $30 of slot cash into like 10 minutes of entertainment, maybe.
Right, exactly. Which is fine. I mean, if the mailer said 10 minutes of entertainment, I would say, okay. I would say, well, I guess I got my once more with a prostitute.
That's right. It's basically prostitution.
10 minutes. Who are we kidding? Anyways, that's the update of resorts. So, I said last time that I didn't really need to stay at resorts. I'd rather stay somewhere else and play at resorts a little bit. Now I have to stay at resorts because they're giving me Friday night comps.
Yeah, you got to.
So now that I have the Friday night comps, I stay at resorts on a Friday night.
And only go to Hard Rock.
Only play at Hard Rock so that I go 6 years again between getting comps at resorts.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
It's good. It's a good plan. So, Just W posted a photo in our Facebook group of the new all-ages video poker area at Showboat. They're calling it Game Time at Showboat. It looks like a bunch of video poker machines. You can play to win prizes, but, we don't really know what the prizes are.
They actually updated the website, which is nice. This is actually on the website. I was sure that it wouldn't be because that's Showboat's MO for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Justin's pictures looked like it was at least 30 video poker machines, maybe even close to 40. They advertise daily tournaments and weekly giveaways. The website has some pictures of some Louis Vuitton bags. I'm guessing that you're not very likely to get those things. The website also says every 4 of a kind gets a collectible card and a double-up bonus game for every full house. But it doesn't say what you do with those collectible cards. It doesn't say what the double-up bonus game gets you. Are these like tickets that you take to the prize center? Is this a totally separate prize system than the prize center?
I can go to a normal video poker machine and play the double-up bonus game anytime I want. Actually, that doesn't really exist in Atlantic City that much.
They had it at resorts.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, you should have been playing more video poker at resorts.
I haven't seen one in a while. And maybe the collectible card, it's just like a 1990 Topps baseball card.
That'd be great.
Here you go.
1989 Dickie-thon Topps.
Right.
I think what it probably is like the cards in the coin pushers where you're trying to collect some number of cards to get.
You have to get all 7 to get a huge bonus or whatever.
That is my guess, but I did just go to Dave & Buster's yesterday, so that's what's on my brain.
Is that where you had your birthday dinner?
No, my birthday dinner was at someplace in Caldwell, New Jersey. Very popular tavern.
Is that where you had your birthday lunch?
No, we just went and played games for like an hour after I got my free Starbucks. I unlocked Icon Tier 6 status at Dave & Buster's, so,
That's good.
Free entree. That's my next reward. So,
can you match that at any Atlantic City casino, do you think?
I can probably match it at the Atlantic City Dave & Buster's.
You should be able to match it at the Showboat.
You should. Lucky Snake should just match me all the way up to their top status.
Yeah. I mean, they basically have already, honestly.
That's a good point.
If you look at how they treat us.
It's true. I do feel the need to see the Atlantic City Dave & Buster's now that I'm a Dave & Buster's aficionado. I have to compare it to the Wayne, New Jersey, Willowbrook Mall location.
My kids just had their birthday party at Main Event, which is a Dave & Buster's rival, I guess.
Yeah.
Was fine.
Yeah, I tried to go once, and we couldn't get a bowling lane, and so we just left and went and played mini golf in, I don't even know what town it is, Jessup or something.
Mm-hmm.
That place is depressing. There was like the best mini golf course when I was a kid. It had like windmills and it has all sorts of decorations and stuff, but it's totally like gone to hell and everything's disturbing and looks like it's out of a horror movie. So going there, it like ruined my childhood, I have to say.
So don't go to the mini golf in Jessup. The one in Laurel's fine. We went a couple months ago. It's okay.
Yeah, I forget what the other one's called, but yeah, don't go to that one.
I think there's one on 29 that is apparently very dire.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Okay, that's not Jessup at all. That's like the opposite of Jessup.
Rocky Gorge. That is what it's called. Rocky Gorge. It's near Fulton.
Yeah.
I was thinking Fulton, not Jessup. This is what everyone needs to hear about on the Atlantic City podcast. We're talking about
Love it.
Wayne, New Jersey, Willowbrook Mall,
yeah.
Jessup, Maryland, Laurel, Fulton, Maryland. Anyways.
All right. So just quickly, I think while we're here, it's a good time to bring up Pat G sent us a mailbag question asking what our thoughts on what Showboat is going to be like in 3 years. And I have to say that I have no idea. But it seems like this is the first step, and I think that the deed restriction against it being a casino is either just come up or it's coming up very soon. It seems like they're taking steps towards becoming a casino again, but who knows?
Well, I was going to ask you, like, is this video poker machine? Like, why would anybody play these machines?
Yeah, no. Well, like, what is the point of this if not so that they can suddenly just be like, oh, wait, these are real video poker machines now?
I'm sure it's not like they could just convert those machines to real video poker machines. Like, they would have to get all new machines for that.
I don't know. Why is this a good idea? I mean, why is like half of the things that has happened at Showboat a good idea? I don't know.
Yeah,
but...
I mean, they've got a lot of space. I'm sure it costs next to nothing to have this here. But yeah, it seems like in a casino town, I'm not going to go play a video poker machine that's not giving me dollars.
I mean, what if it's like a nickel or something and it gives you some tickets? You love tickets.
I do like tickets. Maybe on like Half Price Tuesdays or whatever they have, I'd go and play. Maybe this is not even included in the Half Price Tuesdays.
But like, even you're not even that impressed, and you are like absolutely like the core audience for this.
Right, it's a real problem. Like when I saw this, my immediate reaction was why. I'd be interested to hear if anybody goes like, is anybody sitting at these machines? I don't understand.
So any other guesses of what Showboat's going to be like in 3 years?
Yeah, so Showboat in 3 years.
Is it going to be a casino?
It's tough because I think Lucky Snake is like a decent attraction. So in a weird way, I sort of hope it's not a casino. I just wish that everything sort of gelled together better and was run a little better at Showboat.
I really have no idea. I think it could be 50-50. If you made me guess, I would say it is a casino, but I don't know.
I would also say it's a casino, and I am not particularly happy about it. Like, I don't think that Atlantic City needs Showboat back as a casino. I think what it needs more is for Showboat to be the best version of Lucky Snake Water Park.
Which it's not, to be clear.
Hotel, which it's not right now. So it needs improvements on all those things, like better restaurants, better, like more kid-friendly restaurants, probably family-friendly restaurants, just cleaned up a bunch, fix up the rooms, get the water park operation running more smoothly, get the hotel operation running more smoothly. And I think that it probably needs to be under another owner for all that to happen.
You're not going to get any more Lucky Snake gameplay cards with that kind of talk.
That's true. That's a good point. I've always sort of thought that the plan was to put together this big package of stuff to sell it.
Yeah, it seems like that was definitely always a possibility. And like by all accounts, I'm sure that he could sell it for more than he's put in now.
But maybe also the casino thing is another...
It's another thing in that package, though, that it can become a casino.
I do have to say, I have a hard time seeing someone buying it and not turning it into a casino. Because, like, who's coming in with that level of investment and is going to be like, oh, yeah, family-friendly.
Right. You wouldn't think it's going to be $20 million or whatever he bought it for anymore, so.
Yeah, so that would tilt it more towards the casino thing. Like, if I truly believe that the plan is to sell it, then surely the end result of a sale is a casino on the casino floor.
Which isn't to say they couldn't keep some aspect of Lucky Snake there or whatever. Like, I don't see why they couldn't coexist.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of space there, and
right.
They could certainly make a smaller casino or move all the arcade games over to where, like, mini golf and roller skating and all that stuff. There's, like, a lot of separate areas.
Rip out the go-karts or whatever if they want to. And...
Yeah, they could do a lot. So
yeah.
Maybe that's the answer. I mean, I guess in an ideal world, we talked about this last episode, set up the casino where you don't have to walk through it, like where you're sort of walking through the arcade. I mean, and it has the walkway all the way out. Like, you could separate the casino floor pretty successfully, I think, and have it where people who come with families don't really have to walk through directly through the casino. So that would be an option. I mean, I would say that would be my recommendation. Whether somebody actually does it or not, who knows?
My recommendation is whatever happens that they need to put an Earl sandwich back in there.
Oh, agreed, 100%. Need to reopen that.
Yep.
It's so sad walking by that when you're on your way out to the parking garage.
I mean, I would not park in that parking garage, so only you would know.
Yeah.
Having parked in that parking garage for one extra day than you wanted to.
I know. It was like $50 total to park in that parking garage. It's ridiculous. Highly do not recommend parking in the Showboat parking garage.
Due for a Win does not recommend Showboat parking garage.
Yeah, another thing that you
need
to fix.
Showboat Hotel, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go to Lucky Snake. That's fine. But
yeah, I like Lucky Snake a lot. I enjoy my time there, get a beer, go play a bunch of games. But as we've talked about, I'm someone who will go to Dave & Buster's by myself and just play Baseball Pro and that game where you drop all the balls into the buckets as they spin around. It's a great game.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but sure.
Come on, man. You know.
I don't.
What else we got in the news?
Remember the polar coaster? The scene of perhaps our first inappropriate joke on this podcast.
Do you want to ride the polar coaster?
Yeah, episode 3, time period.
Very early.
Yeah, we were still very buttoned up, but when you hear about the polar coaster, there's only so much you can do. So yeah, that is obviously a thing that never happened. So there was also a plan for something called a Unicoaster at the site of the Sans People Mover Rotunda, and that has also been canceled.
Yeah.
So this is according to Nicholas Yuba, Press of AC. A Unicoaster is a round thrill ride that spins and has arms that move up and down.
It looks to me like, you know those things that just spin around really fast and sort of like push you to the outside of the thing and you stand up? So it looks like it spins around like that, but you're actually in another little like circular unit that spins around and goes up and down. That's the arm.
It just reminds me of like the baby ride with like the octopus. It just goes up and down.
Yeah, it looks like it would be like one ride at the Steel Pier, just randomly out on the boardwalk, which seems like an odd thing anyway.
Yeah, it would be very strange. I mean, if it's going to be something like that, you would think like the Ferris wheel could do that. It could stand alone from Steel Pier, but like anything else, like that would just be silly.
Maybe like a carousel. Like you see carousels everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Or like a roller coaster, I think you could say could stand alone or whatever. But
yeah,
a polar coaster.
That Sans People Mover Rotunda looked like some absolute shit the last time we were there. It was in rough shape.
It's not looking good.
I remember Don Guardian, former mayor of Atlantic City, saying that they had this thing that was so pretty and they could do weddings and stuff in there. No, you can't.
No, it's awful.
And it's small. It's tiny.
It is very small.
The same article notes that the polar coaster was expected to open in 2018, but construction never began.
What a surprise.
R.I.P. the polar coaster.
I mean, it's good they couldn't put the Unicoaster there, because if they had a Unicoaster on that plot of land, it would block Pinnacle Resorts from coming in and building a resort there.
That's a very good point. It's true.
All right, we've got some data.
We do. I didn't get a chance to look much at it, but It doesn't look amazing, I have to say.
It doesn't look amazing, though. As you point out, September is a 4-weekend month in 2024 and was a 5-Saturday month in 2023. So there is that. It was down overall 6.4%, 6.5%, right in that range. And every casino was down year over year, except for Borgata, which was up 15%. Which is quite a bit.
Seems like a lot.
Honestly.
$62 million for Borgata.
It looks like they had a very bad month in September 2023.
Was that their data madness?
Yeah, that was, I think, the beginning of the hack and all the machines shut down. And that was a real disaster.
Yeah, so like in 2022, they did $62.3 million.
With the lesson, as always, just be like Caesars and pay off the guys who hack you.
Yeah, so their 2022 was almost identical to their 2024 September. So seems like actually a pretty typical September for them. It's just that September 2023 was bad.
Yeah.
So take their 15% with a huge grain of salt.
Yep.
Ocean. What happened? 28%. Normally such a winner.
Yeah, Ocean had some of the worst luck I've ever seen. I think they should have made an extra, when I looked, if I remember, I think they had like 5% take on table games, and usually you see something like 15 or 20%. So I think they should have made an extra probably $6, $8, $10 million. So.
Oh, okay, that's a lot. Last time we talked about Caesars and Harris doing okay. Harris this time was down 16%. Tropicana down 16%.
Yeah.
Caesars only down 4%. That seems decent. Caesars is beating the city as a whole, as is Bally's and Hard Rock, both in that minus 4% range, and Resorts minus 4%.
Yep. Month wasn't great. I mean, Gold Nugget, especially at like 11 million flat, like that's not a very good September, it must be said. And I don't think their month was terribly unlucky. So
yeah, I mean, if you're talking about under $10 million going into the winter, like they're in serious danger here.
You don't want to see an $11 million September.
No.
I don't know. I think all things being equal, it's the same story that we talk about every month, where there's 3 casinos that are doing pretty well and then 6 that really aren't. And that has continued, though Ocean had just terrible luck. And if you look at the numbers like completely in aggregate, I think they're fine. $230 million is certainly more than they made pre-COVID. You have to go back to 2013 for them to beat this number. So it's okay. You wish it wasn't quite as top heavy as it is, but
yeah, not great, not
great, not terrible.
I would say it's not even good, but it's not as dire as you think. When you account for the extra Friday and Saturday in 2023, it's probably only down like a little bit from what you'd expect. So,
yep,
I'm not too worried about it.
Yep, and Q3 as a whole, since September is the last month in Q3, was down like 2.5%. With Borgata and Hard Rock were up, and that's it. And everyone else was down. Well, I guess Golden Nugget was completely flat, and everyone else was down between, say, 3 and 12%. So
the first quarter was up 0.1%. The second quarter was down 0.05%. And now we're down 2.4%. So it has not been an amazing year for Atlantic City, I'd have to say.
It hasn't been a terrible year either.
It hasn't been a terrible year either. And I think in general, there's been a pullback, at least to the Jersey Shore. I mean, I know the stories all summer was like Jersey Shore rentals were way down because people were not willing to pay the prices. That's a different issue.
Well,
but I think
that's a different issue than Atlantic City has.
But I think people in general were like so geared up to travel for the few years after COVID.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's kind of
it certainly seemed like, from everything I've been reading, that like, say, travel to Europe has been like out of control busy. And so I'd expect there to be a lot of domestic weakness, especially like non-really aspirational domestic places to visit. Like, yeah, sure, Hawaii is probably doing fine, but Atlantic City less so.
You would not call Atlantic City an aspirational place to visit?
Probably not. I mean, only for us, I think.
That's true.
We should go to Atlantic City.
I mean, if you go back and read Boardwalk of Dreams, it talks all about how Atlantic City started as this aspirational place for working class people to visit. Think about it.
Yeah. Then they got cars and airplanes.
So that's a perfect segue into the book suggestions we got in our mailbag. We have quite a mailbag here. We'll see how many of these questions we get through before you have to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Charles K. on Twitter sent 2 more book suggestions, which I'll add to the list. I've added them to my Amazon shopping list. Mafia Prince by Phil Leonetti. Charles says it's about AC in the 80s, Ducktown, and mob hits. The other one is The Last Good Time by Jonathan Van Meter. Charles says it's about 500 Club, Skinny D'Amato, and gambling before it became legit. So, sounds cool to me. I'm always up for more Atlantic City books. So thanks for those suggestions. I will add them to the list. I already did add them to the list.
Is this, I have to ask, just circling back around to an earlier discussion we had, is this something that you publish so people can buy you gifts if they want to?
Oh, no, I don't, but I should. Yeah. That also goes back to the prostitution thing.
Yeah, thank you for spelling it out, yes. All right. Tom Ellis sent an email while drinking at the Horse Dive Bar, so you give him major bonus points for that. You guys are at a different spot than I am with kids. Mine are in high school and middle school. Can you envision trying to share your love of gambling AC with them when they are older? My kids know that Dad loves craps, and I get to AC a few times a year, and Vegas maybe every other year or so. They've been to AC when they were younger. We stayed at Ocean, played at Lucky Snake, so I think I'll try to take them to AC when they're of age and try to do it right. My question is, do you think you'll be sad if your kids don't have your love of gambling or AC? Part of me will be sad, but part of me will be okay with it remaining my thing. And my wife only tolerates it for one trip a year or so, otherwise I go with buddies or solo. I don't know. I think your answer might be a bit different than mine. Well, I actually have no idea.
I definitely intend to take them when they are 21, but I will not be sad at all if they're not into it, right? If they're this is for me, Dad, this is for weird old people. I would just say, okay, this is not something you really need to have in your life. You're not really missing anything if you don't like it. Mm-hmm. I don't need to go play craps with my kids. We're 12 years away from my daughter being 21, so I don't know. I mean, when she's more of an adult, I may feel more differently about that. And when I'm in my 50s, I may feel differently about it. But it's hard to picture her as anything but a 9-year-old. So obviously, I'm not excited to take my 9-year-old to play craps. But looking forward into the future, I just can't imagine being disappointed if they're not all that into it. And I would be, like Tom said, pretty happy if it's just still my thing. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would actively encourage them to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I'll also plan on going with them when they turn 21 to Vegas or AC or whatever, if they're interested in it. I wouldn't be disappointed if they didn't enjoy it. I mean, I think my concern is more our earlier discussion. I'd prefer them not to have problematic habits when it comes to gambling and drinking, which I've been lucky that I really haven't. Yeah, and my best guess is that one of my kids probably will enjoy it, and one of them seems like they won't, but you never know. So we'll see what ends up happening. I would be happy to go with them if they want, but if they don't enjoy it, that's all right, too.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I would be more excited about is taking them to Vegas or AC when they're 21 to do all the other stuff, right? To go to shows and to go, just see the craziness of the Vegas Strip or go to Horse Dive Bar where Tom L. sent this message from. Stuff like that if Horse Dive Bar is still there 12 years from now. But, places like that, or perfect example, the Angeloni's Club Madrid, these cool spots that it would be fun to go hang out and sort of show them this place that I really like. And then at the end of the night, yeah, we can go play some video poker or press the buttons on some slots or show them how to play craps or whatever it is. But I'd be more excited to do all the non-gambling stuff and just that they're of age to gamble, have that as an option for a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't really be interested in any of that. So
you're taking your kids just to play craps.
Yeah,
that's the only reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Dad, I want to leave the craps table. You stay there and you bet. We have quite a long question or statement, I don't know, from Lou D. Do you want to knock that one out?
My reading voice is getting tired, but I can do it. So Ludi says, my wife and I were at the Borgata last month and ate at Noodles of the World, which was great, which we need to do, by the way.
We do.
Yeah.
Put it on the list.
It's really unforgivable that I haven't been there, given my love for noodle bars and Borgata being a very nice place. On a prior visit, I saw an ad inside the Borgata for NOW, Noodles of the World, and the bottom of the logo listed the following cities: Shanghai, Tokyo, Seoul, Bangkok, and Cleveland. Clearly, one of the 5 is unlike the others. I don't know if I would say that, Agreed. They're all cities of class. Yeah. Having grown up in the Cleveland area, this one has me puzzled. I talked to our bartender at Noodles of the World, and he didn't know why Cleveland was included. I went down multiple rabbit holes of research and was wondering if you have any thoughts. So you say that Lou notes that there do not appear to be any other Noodles of the World locations, and that Cleveland is famous for kielbasa, stuffed cabbage, pierogies, and goulash, but not noodles. And it does not appear that there are or ever were any Cleveland-based items on the menu. Eliminated the above, my guess, is this Lou talking?
Yes, this is Lou's guess.
Okay. Let me put on my Lou. Eliminating the above, my guess is either when Noodles of the World opened, somebody associated with Noodles of the World was from Cleveland, or the more likely answer is it's just a funny gag to lump Cleveland in with those other cities. So what do we think?
Nailed it with the latter. I think it's just funny to have Shanghai, Tokyo, Seoul, Bangkok, and Cleveland.
Do we have a picture of this?
We don't.
I'd like to see a picture of it. I don't know. I think it's possible that it's the first one. Noodles of the World doesn't seem like the type of place to make that sort of joke. So
yeah, I mean, it's all Asian cities and then Cleveland.
Right.
I think they're just trying to be funny.
Which, as he says, I think is definitely much more known for kind of Eastern European food than Asian food. So,
I mean, if you had to pick a city to try to be funny with that, Cleveland is the city you'd pick. Pittsburgh is a similar city, but it's not as funny as Cleveland. Yeah. Cleveland just being like out in the Midwest. It's great.
Montgomery or something. I don't know.
No, nobody knows what that is, though. Cleveland, like everybody knows what Cleveland is.
Albuquerque. It's always a good punchline for any joke.
Yeah, Albuquerque would have been good.
I mean, Bugs Bunny taught me that.
Yeah, I don't know. Cleveland, I think, is a good one. I think it's just to be funny. That's my guess.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. If anyone has any more information on this, let us know. Ludi, or if anyone else goes by Borgata, I'd love to see a picture of this as well.
I'm highly impressed by the amount of research that Ludi did, because I didn't even include the whole email. There was a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, he really dug deep to try to figure it out and didn't come up with anything. And then my answer was 5 seconds of like, yeah, no, it's just funny. Like, I don't need to do research. I know all about marketing.
What's your opinion on Eastern European food?
Love it.
Yeah, it's good. Goulash, I think in particular, is very good. It's my favorite stew-based food.
Yeah, I really like kielbasa and pierogies and stuff like that. It's good. It's all the good stuff. Now I want Noodles of the World.
All this talk of Eastern European food has gotten you in the mood for Noodles of the World.
It's too early for kielbasa, but I could eat some noodles now.
Got some goulash any time of the day, man.
Oh, wait. I have a picture. If you go to Yelp, everyone, listeners, search Noodles of the World and click photos and then click outside. Filter for photos of the outside, even though we know the entire restaurant is inside. You will see the Noodles of the World photo listing Shanghai, Tokyo, Seoul, Bangkok, and Cleveland.
No, surely that has to be.
It's just trying to be funny.
Are we sure there's not like a casino there or something that has the Noodles of the World?
He looked. He didn't find it.
Yeah.
Is Boyd Gaming based in Cleveland? Think about that. No, Boyd Gaming is surely based in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Or Henderson or something stupid.
Yeah.
Las Vegas, Nevada. Just checked.
Excuse me. Paradise, Nevada.
That's a good point. Well, no, because they're all downtown.
Yeah. They would be in Las Vegas.
Oh, no. Sorry, you're right. Based in Paradise, Nevada.
I mean, why would you base anything in Las Vegas? Got to pay city taxes. That's the whole point of Paradise, Nevada.
Right. As we learned in Boardwalk of Dreams by Brian Simon.
All right. One more email? Well, do we have a couple more emails still, or is this at the end of the mailbag in total?
This is the end of the mailbag, but I don't know that we have a good answer for it.
Well, all right. We can read it and talk about it, and maybe we can get some feedback from our listeners, too. So Ed B, in an email from August 31st. I don't know why that's important information, but sure.
Because it's 2 months ago. He's been waiting.
I was trying to research which AC casino is the best to play at to get a higher player card than the base card, but I couldn't find anything other than getting a credit card to get the higher player card automatically. My goal would be to match the higher card at other casinos. Which casino gives more tier credits per dollar? Gamble to get the higher player card quicker. So yeah, if you don't want to get a credit card, which is definitely the easiest way to do it, my advice would be, as an example where we just went to resorts, I'd say that's very bad, like perhaps the worst option normally, but they had just had 15 times tier credits, which probably makes it the best option if they've got something like that going on. I would look around and just see where they have a huge tier credit multiplier and try to go on those days. Caesars, I think, does 5 or 10 times periodically, and
yeah, they do resorts on November 1st. I'm looking at the mailer right now, 10 times tier points. So, if you're just going to put in one big single day of play, or you can go fairly regularly when there are these multipliers, yeah, certainly taking advantage of the multipliers is the way to do it. You mentioned the credit cards, but the credit cards only automatically get you up to the sort of middling tier that doesn't get you much, right? So you're not going to be able to match like MGM.
Technically not true. I am Caesar Simon because of a credit card, but sure, go ahead.
Oh, that's true. The casino brand credit cards will only get you up to like MGM Pearl or Caesars.
Yeah, Platinum,
which you can't take those and match them anywhere else. Like, they're not worth anything anywhere else. They'll get you like free parking at the casino and not much else. There are ways on those credit cards to spend not at the casino up to the status.
Yeah, I know we've had listeners that have told us all about how if you spend a certain amount on the MGM card in specific, you can get up to gold or whatever. But I assume if you don't want to get a credit card, you're not playing those games.
Right. Yes, good point.
So I would just look and see where there's a big tier credit multiplier. I mean, Caesars also has Diamond in a Day still. I think in theory, it's much harder to get now than it was back when I did it in 2014 or whenever that happened. I think you only need 5,000 tier credits in a day to become diamond, whereas it's usually 15,000 tier credits total. I believe they still have it. Anyway, it's worth confirming.
If you're going frequently again and gambling a decent amount, you get bonuses for single day play that are pretty big. So, if you earn 1,000 tier credits in the day, they double it. So you get another 1,000 tier credits. I'm assuming that it doesn't work where if it's like some 10 times bonus and you only earn 100 tier credits, I'm assuming they're not actually going 20 times where you get 2,000 tier credits. But on a typical day, you can do that, which you'd need to do 5 times basically, right? To get to, oh no, you need to do it over 7 times because it's 15,000 tier credits for diamond, right? So that's one way to do it, to keep in mind like the bonuses. I would guess Caesar's properties are the fastest way to do it. Part of my reason for saying that is that it's the biggest network with the most data behind it. So I don't know, like if people play a lot at Ocean or, well, we know Resorts is not as great with tier credits, but
yeah, they're not great with tier credits.
Or Bally's. Like, I don't know because I haven't played enough there.
Bally's is a real wild card for us because we just don't play there. So we don't know. I've heard by all accounts they're generous with everything though. So it is a possibility, but I just haven't played there. So I can't tell you.
Confirmed diamond is 15,000 tier credits. So
I would think Caesars with a big tier credit multiplier would be good. I mean, like I said, Resorts I think is fine if they've got 15 times tier credits. 10 times is like maybe a little less interesting, but it's better than the base rate at anywhere else, I think.
Yeah, and also Golden Nugget, I don't know.
I haven't been super impressed by how many tier credits I've gotten there, I don't think. But again, if they have tier credit multipliers, then it might make it worthwhile.
Hard Rock, I don't know. To me, it seems hard to get there with actual play.
It seems hard.
But like everybody just matches there.
Yeah.
Because they're the big matching casino. So I think they're very generous with comp dollars.
Yeah.
But as far as actual like tier, I think it's not a particularly easy place to get all the way up to Rock royalty status.
We probably have listeners that have a better sense of this than we do.
Yeah, so almost certainly.
We can try to report back if someone gets back to us with what they think.
Yep.
But I would say if you really want to do this, like first, I think it's also worth saying you need to ask yourself why you want to do this, just to make sure it's worth it. Because like either way, when I did Diamond in a day and I did it in the cheapest possible way, it was only expected to cost me something like $500. But that's if you eliminated the chance of me getting a Royal, which was unlikely over the number of hands I was playing that day. It was going to be like $1,500. And that's like obviously a very high variance thing. So I could have lost quite a bit more than that doing it. You have to ask yourself, is this really worth it? And like, by the way, you can't do the method that I did to get Diamond in a day because they've nerfed that machine, basically. They've made it harder to get tier credits on that full pay video poker machine in the high limit room in Caesars.
Yeah, so you've got to be playing, slots or table games.
Right.
Or bad video poker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point is like, I think a lot of people, and it's what the casino wants you to do, is get sucked into this idea of like, I really want status. I really want to go do the matching games and get status everywhere. But it's really only worth it if you're going to go a lot, right? Like if you're going to go on a big Vegas trip and you're really going to take advantage of a bunch of resort fees being waived, of the celebration dinner that you get.
Oh, and not even all the cards give you waived resort fees, right?
Yeah, I mean, Caesars does and MGM does.
Caesars does and MGM does, but I don't think many of the other ones do.
Hard Rock, I don't think you can get the resort fee waived even with Rock Royalty.
I think it's the same with resorts. I mean, maybe their highest level you can.
Yeah, so worth keeping in mind. And definitely, yeah, like sort of understand what you're really getting out of it. And does the Founders card still give Caesars Diamond status?
No, I don't think so. I think they ended. But did they? I don't know.
I do not see it listed in the premier brands. Because that was a way to do it for like
$500 a month or whatever.
Or a year.
Or a year.
Yeah, or like $1,000 for 2 years or whatever the deal was. But I think that has ended since then.
If you look hard enough, there is a way to do it with credit cards right now with Caesars Hotel Partner. That's $100 a year. But again, if you don't want to do credit cards, and especially that one because it's a business card, that's fine.
So if you're a gambler, I would watch the multipliers and also just really have an idea of what it's going to cost you and an idea of what
you're going to be saving by getting it. Because, I mean, it's nice not paying the $40 every trip or whatever, but like, is it worth $1,000 to not pay $40 for 5 nights? Probably not.
Especially now that it's much harder to sort of just do this thing where you're constantly matching back and forth and back and forth.
Certainly when Hyatt and MGM ended their partnership, that was a big blow to this. And when Caesars cracked down on their ability to match in perpetuity with Wyndham.
Right, because it used to be like you parlayed your diamond in a day into like years and years. Like
those years.
7 or 8 years of diamond status and elite status at other casinos too.
Well, because you used to be able to just do it in perpetuity both with MGM Hyatt and with Caesars and Wyndham.
Right.
Never mind the merry-go-round of other casinos that would match it, and then you would be able to match back.
Yeah, and now it's really hard to keep it going beyond the year after you've earned it.
I mean, I know that Gold Nugget has offered me, I can get their Chairman's Club or whatever if I go there and match until next year, and then I could, in theory, try to get back on the merry-go-round, but I need to go to AC to let that happen.
I think Golden Nugget prints on the card that it's a match, which I don't know if that makes it harder to match around.
They used to. I think this is actually a full Chairman's Club. So back when I did it the first time and I had to talk to people over and over again at the Bally's desk to get it matched diamond, something was printed on the card that said that it was a match, but I'm not sure if it is now or not.
Things to look up.
We should go to Atlantic City.
We should.
All right. So anyway, if you want to reach out to us or any of our other listeners, you can do so at our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/DoForAWin. Find all of our great content at DoForAWin.com. Reach out to Craig on Twitter, DoForAWin, and me at Kyle Askin. Send questions to Craig at doforwin@gmail.com, and we will answer them on air. And find Craig's Amazon wish list on Amazon and buy him some stuff.
Send me a birthday gift. My birthday was yesterday, and I need gifts. My kids gave me birthday gifts. They wrapped stuff up, and I was like, oh, that's so nice. But it was just like their stuffed animals that they're like, I don't want this anymore. And it's like, I want you to have this, and I don't want to have it. So thanks, I guess. Kids. They didn't even let me play any games at Dave & Buster's. They were just running from machine to machine, and all the worst games, like the one where you press down the Price is Right thing, and it spins, and you get 4 tickets for like 11 points. It's terrible.
Yeah, no.
It's the worst game. Don't play that game.
Don't play that shit.
No Price is Right wheel.
Craig, you know what they say? Scared money don't make money.
That's true.
You know what else they say? The shit is rigged.
Scared money don't make tickets at the Dave & Buster's.
Yeah.
When are we starting our Dave & Buster's podcast?
Probably pretty soon. I'm one of the world experts on Dave & Buster's.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much, and we'll probably be back in a couple weeks to chat with you all some more.
With some Atlantic City trip plans, with some...
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Isn't there a Simpsons thing where Homer's laughing at the city names? But is Cleveland one of them? But it's like Cucamonga and all these other places, and then it's like Cleveland. Oh no, Seattle.
Seattle!